Borthwick's response when it's been put to him that this style of rugby is very reductive and, you know, Ireland, France playing a whole different brand and that's very much where the game is at. His response, it makes sense. He says, if I try and change everything all at once, we'll improve nothing. So it's a back to basics starting point. That makes a lot of sense. Are you buying it as well?
I think it makes sense. I think from his perspective, he's probably thinking if I try and do everything all at once, then I'll probably not get anywhere, or we'll do a lot of things badly. Maybe he's thinking, let's do a couple of things, keep it simple, keep it direct, keep it a little bit one-dimensional for a few games, and then start to add tiers of you know, kind of a point of difference, I suppose. And we've seen very few of them, to be honest, as Karen says.
Would you think there's a fair argument to say, Steve, that makes a lot of sense? We should be a little bit ahead, regardless at this stage.
Yes, I think if you were to give him an appraisal, you say, yes, in principle, it makes sense, but if you just hurry up and start to entertain us, I suppose.
Yeah.
But the first try, it was like watching two teams, and one team did that launch play off the scrum, and Anthony Watson scores in the corner. It was a beautiful piece of rugby, lovely execution, perfect lines from everyone. Henry Slade, you see what he does on the ball, you see what he does off the ball. His line was perfect, just created that space on the inside. Obviously, a lot of homework went into that, but it felt like that was the only play they repped, because apart from that, they didn't create that much. Now, if you compare that to Wales, I wouldn't even be able to describe what way Wales are playing. I'm not sure if they know what way they're playing, but at least England, they've got a little bit of an identity, and they just got to grow with that, I suppose.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see if Borthwick follows through on the promise. He may well just think, you know what, come World Cup time, like the South Africans do, tournament rugby, it's tight, it's reductive, that's just going to be our way of going about it.
As someone that supports the Wallabies to an extent, because it's my home, I hope he does.
Okay.
Because Australia will whip them if they do that, and I hope they do.
Even with the pressure of World Cup where it's tight and feisty.
England will not survive against the sides that run the ball playing the rugby they're playing.
Yeah, but I think Joel's point is our teams going to be this adventurous when we get to World Cup time? And we see it time and time again that when the World Cup comes around, teams go into their shell a little bit more. They're not as adventurous. They start to kick a little bit more.
Yeah.
There's an argument for that too.
There is an argument for that. I think the game has evolved. I think it's changed.
Even with the pressure of a knockout game in the World Cup?
Absolutely. Okay. I do believe that, because the teams are showing that if... So what have England got? They got rushing defence. And it's good. It's very good rushing defence. Pace and tempo kills rushing defence. And Ireland have proved that. They are putting pace and tempo on the game. The rushing defence can't get organised. So inside guys rush up, create space on the outside.
Okay.
If whoever plays England, and we've got Ireland coming up doing that, and they put pace and tempo on the game, they won't live with it. The only way they'll live with it if they put pace and tempo themselves. And right now they're not doing that.
Okay, and you think come World Cup time, and we'll segue into Ireland in just a moment, Ireland will still have the freedom to express themselves and throw those passes and do all those lovely things they're doing now?
If they don't, they'll be out.
Yeah, that's the question.
That is the question. And listen, World Cups do funny things to you. The pressure, the stresses of it, it can have that impact on players and teams to regress ever so slightly.
And the point is, with that pressure, England, reductive as it may be, can still implement that reductive game plan. If Ireland aren't throwing offloads and doing their thing, the game plan just goes down the tube.
You remember that they've played, it's Italy and Wales.
Yeah.
Let's keep this in perspective now.
I am.
It's Italy and Wales who are going to be last and second last in the championship. It's not South Africa, it's not New Zealand, it's not France, it's not Ireland. And Australia are at the bottom of all that, and they've got the Wallabies and Argentina in their half of the draw. Argentina beat England. We've got to remember that. So that we've got to keep all these factors in balance.
England have to add that expansive nature to their game, because they can't go one directional. Or they can't go, one-off runners. They went toe-to-toe with an old, tiring, dysfunctional Wales team, and just about came on top.
Yeah.
So
that's exactly right.
So they have to add that. If they don't, I think they're sunk.
They can't be sitting there going, "We've got our World Cup plan now."
Absolutely, yeah. And Ireland, by contrast, Ireland could go direct, could go confrontational, could even go set piece oriented. I think at this stage, get Tadhg Furlong back in there, get a bit more grunt, and like we've shown that we can compete with South Africa in that physical confrontational game. France as well, and we can shift it and move these heavy packs around. So Ireland look very well prepared for whatever way the rugby zeitgeist, whatever way the rugby world goes, whatever the nature of the World Cup is.
Okay.